Well, this weekend we say farewell to Dustin Poirier, a legend of the sport, Volkan icon. Alex, it's almost hard to come to terms with the fact that we are saying goodbye to Dustin Poirier, a man we've seen fight time and time again.
Yeah, you have so many fights. He's been in the game for so long. But it's not only how long he's been there. Look at the fights he's had. Some of the biggest fights in UFC, you know what I mean? Like you got the trilogy with Conor McGregor, which was just absolutely massive. Title fights, and then just, BMF fights, you name it. Like there's literally half of those fights in this incredible career have been some of the top fights in the UFC. So he's had an incredible career and something he should be very proud of, and he gets to finish it with a bang as well.
Absolutely, and 16 years inside the UFC octagon, it's quite a remarkable innings. Yeah, as we take a look at our Musashi top 5 Dustin Poirier classic finishes from early on in his career. Volk, was Dustin somebody that you admired? Have you had much to do with him, sort of watching him fight over the years?
Well, yeah, he had wins over Max Holloway, and that was I remember watching, we studied some of his fights with Max, because there was a couple of things he did well with Max, and we even took a little bit of that from why he was successful with certain things, and we sort of implemented in our own sort of way. But yeah, man, like just a career like that, you're gonna not only enjoy his fights, but there's a lot you can take out of it as well. Great boxing, he's obviously a great fighter.
And you're right in what you said a little earlier. It's not just the fact that, he's had such great longevity in the game that makes his career so incredible, but he has fought the absolute best of the best. He's fought titans of the sport, he's beaten them, and put on absolutely incredible shows and finished many of them in show-stopping fashion.
Yeah, man, yeah, exactly. So that's one thing, I think that's why he's probably one of the biggest names in our sport. Not only because he's a pretty cool dude, but he's exciting, you know what I mean? Every time he's in a fight, it's an exciting fight. He's been in some absolute wars, and he's had incredible finishes just like that. So it's just, again, something he should be very proud of. And I'm happy for him to be able to do it in his own way. He's been in the game for so long. I still feel like he is at the top, and he's like, you know what? He's got things, and he's got his Poirier's hot sauce and all that. I think he's set, and he's going to finish on his terms, which you don't really see very often. So, not only should he be proud of his career, he should be proud of the way he went through it and the way he's even going to end it. So, very, very happy for him.
Is there a highlight for you? We've actually got a list of some of his most notable victories here. Is there a moment for you that stands out when you think of the impressive career that Dustin Poirier has had?
All right, yeah. So this one's a bit tricky because he's had so many bigger fights like your Conor McGregor's, but one thing that stands out to me is Benoit. Benoit, like Saint Denis, that's it. I think that is one fight that actually stands out to me just because it was coming off, a bad loss where people would have thought, oh, he's done. Hot prospect, a lot of hype on this guy, and then just comes out and just in wild fashion as well, like Dustin Poirier always does, and then gets the victory like he does. That just means a lot because I guess I've been in them situations, and I just know how big that is for your career, and then for him to bounce back. Get a title fight as well. Incredible fight that was. And then now finish the BMF fight as well. It's just, I just think the bounce back at that's far into his career and still be at the top where he is. It's just impressive. So I think that was one that stands out to me.
Yeah, both you and Dustin showed that the old dog still got it, right? Against Benoit and against Diego recently, huh?
It is, man, especially when everyone say this is a young man's game. There's some of us that beg to differ, you know what I mean? We have other plans.
Well, I'm very pleased to announce that Dustin actually joins us now. Dustin, thanks ever so much for your time on the show. We were just talking about here with Volk that it's quite surreal for us to be saying goodbye to you this week, and I can't imagine how surreal it must be to be in your shoes right now, for this to be your last fight.
Yeah, it's different. It feels like a normal fight week, but like deep down inside, it feels a little weird knowing like this is the last time I'm ever going to feel this and do this and go through these media rounds. And I don't know. It's hard to digest it all.
Yeah, I can imagine. Dustin, you've been a hero to so many for so long. And I don't think it's just the way that you fight or your achievements inside the octagon, but I think it's also the way that you carry yourself and, your work with the Good Fight Foundation and all that you've done in that regard. Dustin, when it's all said and done this weekend, what do you want your legacy to be? How do you want to be remembered?
Man, I want to be remembered as a guy who left it all out there every time. A dream chaser. That's it. I want to be remembered as a dream chaser.
Dustin, Volky, look, I'll leave the fight questions for Niko. I just want to say I'm probably going to do a cooking with Volk for the big fight this weekend. I want to use the Dustin Poirier's hot sauce. What do you want me to cook with it?
Man, put together a Cajun jambalaya. If you can, I know you can cook. You know how to cook.
Ooh.
Look online if you've never made a jambalaya. Make a jambalaya with the Creole maple.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow. All right. Yeah, okay. Done. We can maybe make that happen. Also, I want to say, mate, you've done incredible things. We were just talking, and I was saying, like, your big win over Benoit St. Denis. It was like a sort of comeback, and we're talking about the old guys, showing that we're, about the old guys, always being able to, we beg to differ. They try and say this is a young man's game, and there's only very few of us that have proved them otherwise, you know what I mean? So I just wanted to say shout out to you. I've absolutely loved every one of your fights. Cannot wait to watch this weekend, and a big fan of yours.
Thank you so much, brother. And same here. I was actually in Miami working the ESPN desk. Whenever you got that belt back, man, I was so happy for you.
I appreciate it, my man. Thank you.
Hey, Dustin, 40 fights in your career. It's been absolutely incredible. And also the interim lightweight championship against the man that you're fighting this weekend in Max Holloway. But Dustin, we saw Max's last fight at 155 pounds. Of course, very, very impressive. What do you need to do to ensure that you get the victory over him once again this weekend?
Not getting hit with that big overhand Gaethje got hit with. That's a good start. Just show my experience. Keep the pace with him. I know he has a fast pace, a lot of volume. Find the openings, get his timing early. There's a lot of things that go in with when you're fighting a guy like Max, and just don't let him get going. Don't let him start pulling ahead with his volume, and I'll show you.
Yeah, look, I will sort of chat about the fight. Just one sort of question. With Max, you faced him, might have been a while ago. Are you expecting a total different Max Holloway than what you fought the previous two?
Yeah, I think it's going to be different. Somebody just asked me the same question, and I was telling them, like, this trilogy is spanning 13 years, 2012, 2018 or 19, and now 2025. We're both different fighters each fight. So I'm looking at it's a whole different fight. But he's a very dangerous fighter, obviously. Huge wins under his belt. World champion, BMF champion. He's fought the best of the best. And I think every time we've met up, it's different points and different times in our career where we're different fighters.
And Dustin, very rarely do you get a moment like this where it's sort of two legends coming up against each other with the incredible resumes that the two of you have compiled. Tell us a little bit about your rivalry with Max, but also the respect that you have for him as a competitor and as an opponent.
I love his fighting style. I'm a fan. Anytime he fights, I'm watching. And he's one of the good guys, one of the real fighters in this game that we play, man. He's I don't know him that close outside of the ring, but any time I've ever had an interaction with him, he's been super respectful. Seems like a solid guy, good head on his shoulders, family man, and a dog who leaves it all out there every time. He's a guy. I couldn't pick a better guy to fight in my last fight than. It was his first fight in the UFC. I fought him in his debut, and now he's fighting me on my last fight. It's just perfect. I'm really looking forward to a war with this guy.
Yeah, look, last question before you leave. Incredible career. 16 years. I mean, Niko, we're talking about it, and literally, it feels like more than half of them have been some of the biggest fights in the UFC. Honestly, you've been a part of so many big fights and so many memorable moments. Just an incredible career. Cannot wait for you to go and, do your thing this weekend. And again, you should be very proud of what you've achieved, and a massive fan you got here, and I guess everyone in the world. So go get him. Enjoy yourself, man, and I can't wait to watch.
Thank you so much, Mo.
Yeah, Dustin, thanks ever so much for your time on Fox. And yeah, exactly as Volk says, on behalf of MMA fans everywhere, you've provided us hours and hours of entertainment. So thanks for all the great memories. Go well this weekend.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.